Keir Starmer and the Labour Party seem extremely serious about winning the next election. So serious that they've now gone and hired ex-MI6 spies to help them get into power. Alright, obviously all political leaders, all political parties need a set of advisors. And there are a number of advisory groups and lobby groups and this group, communications groups, so many groups in order to help you get into government. And part of this is supposed to be more transparent as well. But the Labour Party have decided to do something rogue, to go and pick a more secretive organisation. It's not really that secretive, but it's a little bit secretive. So this is about Hackloit. These guys who were basically the majority of the people in charge used to be MI6 spooks or agents, and some of them are so establishment. I'm going to go through the background of a couple of these names, a few of them. It's just fascinating. But the Labour Party, Labour HQ, are saying, I don't know what you're talking about. When we approach them to ask for details, they don't know what we're talking about, apparently. But this organisation was founded by a group of former MI6 spies after the Cold War. The advisory and consultancy firm gained a reputation at one stage for recruiting old spooks who wanted to top up their pensions. I mean, everybody needs eventually better jobs and next career step. Even spooks and spies need opportunities in the private sector, obviously. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not trying to ban spooks from having jobs, but the Labour Party are denying the details of this, and it's quite interesting that right now Keir Starmer wants to get closer to the City of London and big businesses, and this advisory group, their specialty is to help them get support from banks, corporations, City of London. So this is, I mean, it's a very smart move, and it's just not really helping with the Labour Party image. On the one hand, they claim to be on the side of the humble working classes. On the other hand, they're going around hanging out with the people in Davos and people in the City of London and CBI and IMF and all the other institutions claiming to be globalists. I'm like, okay, make up your mind. Are you going to be a globalist party or are you going to be a working class nationalist party? But they've already made up their mind. They are now going to be a liberal globalist party. So at this point, it's probably best if the Labour Party changed their name because nothing Labour about it anymore. Anyway, that's not the only issue. The person in charge, the managing director, is Varun Chandra. Now, you might ask, who is this guy? What is his background? Wow, he's got a good background, good CV. He's an ex-Lehman Brothers banker, so that went well. After the Lehman Brothers failed, after the financial crash, Mr. Chandra went to work for Tony Blair. Tony Blair Associates. I mean, this is just like a web of chaos. They're all interconnected at this point. But so that makes sense. Yeah, Lehman Brothers, you fail, you go and work for the Tony Blair's Associates, and now you're part of this organization. Good for you, Varun Chandra. But there is one individual that I want to talk to you guys about who's part of this group. He's a bit of a saboteur. And that is Ollie Robbins. Do you remember Ollie Robbins? He was Theresa May's so-called Brexit negotiator. He was the one who was sabotaging Brexit. Ollie Robbins was the one, for those of you who've seen that, there was the BBC I think it was a BBC documentary. During the Brexit negotiations, they went around, filmed both the UK side and the EU side, and we found out some interesting conversations that was said behind our backs. And Ollie Robbins was one of them. Ollie Robbins went to Michel Barnier and told him, even though he was the UK's Brexit negotiator, Ollie Robbins said, can I just get an EU passport, EU citizenship, and just move to Europe because this Brexit thing is chaos? The man didn't believe in Brexit. The man believed in actually sabotaging Brexit and helping the European Union. And Ollie Robbins was the same guy who was responsible for the so-called Theresa May's Brexit deal, which was slightly amended by Boris Johnson, but still went through. And this is the Brexit that we are dealing with. So Ollie Robbins joined this firm from Goldman Sachs in March. So after Theresa May's failure, Ollie Robbins got promoted into private sector and then Goldman Sachs, and now this firm. He has been linked with a job in a Labour government as well, cabinet secretary even, if Starmer becomes prime minister. So not only Ollie Robbins, who was supposed to be helping Theresa May deliver Brexit, was sabotaging it. He wanted the EU citizenship, and he also now is going to be getting close to the Labour Party in order to help them win the election. And then, if Labour wins, it's likely that he could work for Starmer's government, probably as cabinet secretary, the head of civil service. I mean, this, you can't make this stuff up. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.